All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to go through a couple of different things. You're going to see folders and little watches designed by our students all over the room. So here in a little bit, you will be picking those up and working with those. Looks like we have about enough people, so we shouldn't have to share, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. So we are from Catlettsburg Elementary. My name is Jessica Chambers. I teach 4th grade.
Sorry. My name is Danielle Roderick, and I also teach 4th grade.
And I'm Brittany Carr, and I'm the STEM technology teacher at our school this year.
So what we're going to present on today is our why behind computer science. We got into the computer science ILI this past school year, and we were given a grant and an opportunity to introduce computer science standards to our students and our staff. And you know, when somebody says, hey, you're going to introduce that and you're going to make them like it, well, that's a little harder than it sounds. So we decided to go Disney themed. And then we had to decide what we were going to do to get them excited. So as you guys can see, we are dressed up because we are the bad guys. We bring all the new stuff and all the new standards and all the one more things. So that's where we started. We started with being the bad guys. The beautiful thing is our administration said, ooh, can we be the fairy godmothers? So they have ears and shirts, and they were the fairy godmothers. So this Disney thing really just kind of evolved and grew with our staff because it is something that they loved and enjoyed as much as we did. So these are just some of the things that we're going to talk about today. We're going to tell you about the experiences we took our staff on. We're going to tell you how we did it, our community partners, and then what our staff got out of it over the course of this school year. We already did this. We got ahead of the slides, sorry. Okay, so Brittany, you want to talk about the video?
Yes, so the first thing that we did is we went to our teacher kids and our staff kids and our kids that parents taught at the local high schools and junior high schools, and we asked them what they wanted to be when they grew up. So we got a list of all the careers and things that they wanted to do and that they wanted to grow up. And we put it together and got all the kids together and got some people from those careers to come and talk to our kids, or we did Skype with a scientist for some of our stuff. We had a recruiter, is that what he's called? A recruiter come that does like sports recruiting, because you know all the boys want to do sports recruiting. Or something in the sports field. And we got them to talk to them, and then we kind of used it to our advantage and made a video and put it to wonderful music. And we were going to play it, but I don't think it works, right? It's not in this presentation, right?
No, it works in the presentation, but we're going to show it at the end.
Okay. Yeah, we'll show it at the end.
Because we made everybody a little teary-eyed, because here's the thing. We have, in one grade alone, we have 11 teachers' kids. So we took all of the teachers' kids, and this was their children telling them what they want to be when they grow up. So this was her son and my son telling us what they wanted to be, and we posed the question, is it really one more thing if your kid gets that career they're after? Is that really something that you're not willing to do after 3 o'clock on a Tuesday? And honestly, like, not a dry eye in the house, and they all looked at us like we were evil because we had pulled on their heartstrings, but it made sense. Because to them at that point, it was about our kids, not just the ones in our classroom, but the ones we raise as well.
And our kids were sitting, or are in classrooms with teachers that were sitting in there, and they were like, well, of course I want them to see me putting that much effort into their kid, because I want the same for when you have my child. So it wasn't only just the people there, but, you know, who we reach outside of the personal relationships that we have within our building. But we want that for all the kids.
So we will show the video just in a minute. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is our Disney faculty meeting. Like I said, we came up with a concept that we were like, we're going to run with this. We had a fog machine. We learned with asthma that's not a good idea, so we didn't bring it with us today. But we also had, as you can see, a snack bar. Fun fact about this facility, you can bring in no food, and they fine you. And I literally was like, oh, that's our entire thing, so let me figure it out. And we kind of backed up. But as you can see, we have a snack bar, and we have this presentation where there was the villains. And all of the villains had a crime that they committed, and our staff got to come in, and we gave them ears, and we gave them Dole Whip. If you're from East Tennessee and have heard of Cruz Farms, they gave us Dole Whip. And then we had a design process poster where they got to see our new posters that are displayed throughout our building. But we showed them different computer science standards. We showed them different activities. And after they got to look at these things and give their input, they all of a sudden, it wasn't that scary anymore. So this was our rollout. It was ice cream, it was music, it was fun. We even gave them 3 minutes to complain about anything they wanted. But we gave them an opportunity to be kids and watch the video that we had, wear the ears, eat the treats, and see that computer science, while it's coming whether they like it or not, is not one more thing.
So one of the things we were commissioned to do was provide experiences for our staff. So at Christmas time, we were already meeting at the island in Pigeon Forge, and one of the places there is called Sky Ride. It is an attraction, and they use computer science to help them run the ride. And so each one of our staff members were able to attend, ride the ride, and learn about how computer science is used in this field, because it's even in tourism, which is a huge part of our area.
All right, so what we're going to do now here, what we're going to do now is you see a folder, right? See the folder in front of you in the watches? Okay, so I will tell y'all this because some of you have seen this before, some of you haven't. The three of us together, I feel like every STEM team needs a little bit of everything. And while I'm the big mouth, Ms. Roderick is our crafty genius, and Ms. Carr makes everything wonderfully organized so you can find it all. So you will get to see some of her handiwork today. And our beautiful folders. So you've got a folder in front of you. If you don't have one, find one. And then you need a Disney van. You are going to Disney World. So get the van. And you're going to scan the QR codes with your phone. We just told you about 2 of our experiences, and we told you that we took our staff there. So we're going to take you, and you've got villains. Pause it for 1 second. You've got 10 villains. You have to get in a group of 10, so you got to find all the villains. And then you have to decide, what is their crime? What did they do? Now, don't think Disney movie. Think computer science meets Disney villains. So think about what that villain did, watch the video clip, and then how could you turn that into a computer science crime? And you're going to fill it out on your answer sheet.
Also, your bands are numbered 1 through 10, so you have to find someone who has number 2 and number 3, all the way to 10.
No, the folders of the watches have nothing to do. This is your answer sheet. These are the videos, and you need 10 of them. You're going to get in groups of 10. Does everybody understand? And there We were gonna dress up like Disney princesses, but, you know, that will get more head turns than ears walking around a convention center. So, as you guys see, you've got the crimes. I told a group back there, the key to this is when we dreamed up this idea, we have an assistant principal who's amazing with words. And I looked at her and I said, Jessica, I need crimes. She's like, cool, give me the criminal, let's go. And we did this while our kids played flag football. So, number one, if you have number one, you think you know what their crime is. Who's got number one? All right, what do you think number one is? All right, good job. Number two. Oh. Who's got number two? Anybody?
Ursula snatched Uncle Media to block True Love's instant message.
Yes. No, the first one's not right, though.
Oh, what I got wrong?
Maleficent is not that. Did somebody have something different for Maleficent? Would y'all
Totally
have?
thought that was right. I made the answer.
The one that says change Aurora's settings.
Yes.
Just like computer to sleep.
Putting a computer to sleep. Yes, yes.
All right,
Where you're putting the computer to sleep, Aurora, and putting the computer to sleep was Maleficent.
Okay, number three. Who's got number three?
Randall? Yes. 4.
Anybody got 4?
Evil Queen, yes. Yes. And then what was it? Yes, she got her wires crossed in her hardware.
And if you had to Google that, her name is literally Evil Queen. I really thought there was more to that one, and there's not.
There's number 2 right here, and it is breaking up your bird.
Yeah, I think we got some of them mixed up. So, okay, number 5. Wait, we did 5, right?
Nope.
5. Number 5. Who's got 5?
Jessica, you have to use the microphone. Use the microphone.
Okay, number 5. Gaston, and his crime was? Yes. I didn't write them according to this.
Yes.
Flex his way into Belle's cloud.
Yes.
Okay.
6.
6.
Uzma. Yes, Uzma. What do you have for? No.
No. Brittany, it is that one. I didn't copy it off the paper. I was just writing like
Oh.
shorthand.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
sorry.
Well,
All right, it
that
is
was this
Cusco, and then 7.
Snap for the customers is Croc.
Okay.
But we were on this.
Okay. Captain Hook, and what was his crime? Tick tock, tick tock. Clock management, and 8. Scar. Crime. I heard it.
Shader's Eagle Pan with a Google Meet.
Yes. And 9. Okay, Jafar, what was his crime? And 10. Cruella DeVille, what was her crime? Snapchat with Horace and Jasper. So, as you guys could see, A, that sometimes QR codes are not your best friend. B, that you can take what is supposed to be computer science standards and things and turn it into a scavenger hunt, a game that even adults can play to make it interactive and interesting, even in a faculty meeting. Oh.
Okay, so May 31st is an admin day at our school, which is the day before we get out for summer break. So we are taking our whole staff on a field trip. We're going to feed them breakfast in the morning, and then we're going to jump on a school bus. One of our assistants that teaches kindergarten drives a school bus, so we're going to get on the school bus, and we're going to go to Clayton Homes in Maynardville, I think it is, and see how the houses are designed and how they create them and how it's all based on a computer and how everything rotates and their whole factories like stops for the moment while they're rotating to do a different room. And we will be, I'm sure, getting lots of computer science knowledge during that. And then we're going to venture over to WVLT, the newsroom, and learn all about how they incorporate computer science into what they do daily. We also have a newscast at our school, so I'm hoping that we can learn some things to bring back and to tell our children and to help teach us with that as well.
And with a lot of this, these relationships were built through career days, through different things with TSIN, and these are people that are literally volunteering their time. So on this particular day, we're literally going to be paying for breakfast in the bus, and that's because the other things that people are donating their time. They've been teaching our kids. She brought up our news channel. We have a weekly episode, and Channel 10, when they discovered that I used another news channel's graphics, they were very offended, so they've now taught our kids how to make graphics. So we now have our own just by making that connection with a local news channel. So here's some of our partners. We've talked about Clayton Homes. They're letting us come to their facility and do the tour. We are very fortunate. The mayor of Pigeon Forge, his wife is one of our data coaches. So we get to do lots of things with Skyride and Pigeon Forge. And then Cruise Farms does the Dole Whip and ice cream. So if you're from East Tennessee or have been near Gatlinburg, you know about that. And then obviously the news channel with WVLT. And this is one of my favorite STEM pictures that we have. And so here's just a quote about technology integration. We really wanted our staff to see it's not one more thing. We wanted them to see that it's integrated, that it's important, and that truly is something we do every day. We want our kids to feel empowered. We want them to know that they can have whatever job is placed before them and that they are critical thinkers capable of achieving those future goals. And that's really what we wanted to get the adults in our building after. We wanted them to understand you are leading the way, so lead with us. Lead critical thinkers, lead strong students. Let them believe that regardless of what the dream is, it is accomplishable because we can do it together. Because it's not one more thing if we're all after making children successful in whatever career or goal they're after. So now we're going to show you our tearjerker of a video. Can you click on it?
For students who enter our room only to become ours for the year. As we inspire other children to become their best selves, we then start our own families. In our families, our own children become our heartbeats on the outside. As you listen to what we share with you, the question we pose is, what would you not do for your own children?
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Probably an EMT because they load up people who have been in a bad car wreck into the ambulance, back of an ambulance.
I want to be a vet when I grow up. A teacher. An NFL player. An artist.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
An NFL player.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
An NBA player.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Teacher.
What do you want to be?
Police officer.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A police officer. I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a state trooper. I want to be an MLB scout. I want to be a preacher when I grow up. I want to be a teacher when I grow up.
I want to be a lawyer when I grow up.
I want to be a firefighter when I grow up.
I want to be a neurologist when I grow up.
I want to be an author when I grow up.
I want to be a professional soccer player when I grow up.
I want to be a Tennessee game warden when I grow up. I want to be a robotic engineer.
I want to be a paleontologist when I grow up.
I want to be a teacher when I grow up. I want to be a teacher when I grow up. I want to be a firefighter when I grow up. I want to be a scientist when I grow up. When I grow up, I want to be a nurse. When I grow up, I want to be a construction worker. When I grow up, I want to be a chef, an NBA player.
When I grow up, I would like to be a band director.
When I grow up, I want to be an engineer.
When I grow up, I want to be an engineer.
When I grow up, I want to be a band director.
When I grow up, I want to be in the Air Force.
When I grow up, I'd like to be a U.S. Army Ranger.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Work at the music outlet and be a policeman.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a fireman when I grow up.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A military person. Hoo-ah!
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A nurse. Engineer. I'll be Scud Natural Gas whenever I grow up.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Mechanic.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A police officer.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A structure worker. I want to be a teacher.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I would probably like to be a sea captain.
What do you want to be when you grow up, Ethan?
First responder.
Okay, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Elsa.
Okay, so if you want to be Elsa, that's fine, but look at me. What job do you want to have when you grow up? Finish eating. All right, look. What job do you want to have when you grow up?
I want to teach the kids how to swim.
How to swim? Okay. Okay. What's your name?
Kyan.
Good. What does Callan want to be when he grows up?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what job do you want to have?
Right up toy.
You want to make light-up toys?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Give me 5. Good job.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A nurse.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
An artist for Walt Disney Studios.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a chef.
What kind of chef?
A good chef.
Michelin star?
What?
Oh,
What do you want to be when you grow up?
an NFL football player.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
An actor. Let us remember one book, one pen, one child, and one teacher can change the world.
So as you guys can see, we had lots of teachers, lots of tears. Some of them helped us make those videos of some of the smaller kids. But this is how we got our staff motivated. It was our goal to bring them together, to understand it's not one more thing, and that while new standards can seem a little frightening, you are able to create experiences with your staff that not only will they remember, but will allow them to approach new obstacles with a little bit of grace and excitement. So now we'll open it up if there's any questions, comments, concerns. And here's our information if you have any questions that you don't want to ask out loud.